Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hen's Tooth Cafe. We're back in the coop today. We have a special, this is going to be a two-parter. I managed to finally get my hands on a couple of rare Guyatone pedals. These were made in Japan, and by the Guyatone company, also known as the Tokyo Sound Company. Guyatone went under last year in 2013, so these are going to start getting really hard to find. They have a whole line of pedals, which was known as the flip line, and then you had compressor and tremolo and a whole series of pedals. But they had three in the Monster series. They had the Metal Monster, which I don't have here. I have one on the way, but I won't be doing a video on the Metal Monster because there's already videos on YouTube on the Metal Monster. I'm doing these videos today because there's absolutely nothing on these two pedals, because these pedals here were Japanese market only. The Metal Monster was available to North America through Godlike. And these two here were not for export. These were made for the Japanese market. Although I did see one, I saw a Fuzz Monster fly across eBay a little while back, and it was an import. It was here in North America, but it was an import. So I just started looking around at these pedals. They intrigued me because I started to get intrigued by tube-based pedals, and I ran into this series. And with a little digging and a little research, I found a cool shop in Japan. They had a website, and they had the Fuzz Monster and the Hell Monster. The Hell Monster being very, very rare. There's nothing out there on it. I found just the ad for this one for sale, and one or two Japanese pages on it. So there's no videos on the Hell Monster. No videos that I know of. I believe. I might be mistaken, but I believe that this will be the first video of the Fuzz Monster as well. So what we've got here today, this is part one. This is going to be on the Fuzz Monster. So these are the Flip series pedals, folded steel construction, quite sturdy actually. They feature silent electronic switching, so it's the switching is done electronically. The controls are fuzz, which at 0 kills your signal. It goes to ground, so that's the fuzz intensity. You have a low tone control, a high tone control. You have your output level, and you have a fun little 3-position slide switch here: 1, 2, 3, treble boost. The treble boost, I found, is the more you crank up your level, as soon as you get around 7 and higher, it kills off the treble boost. So one of the guys on the forum was nice enough to point out to me that it might be wired up like a treble bleed cap would be on a guitar. So I found that kind of interesting, and it's kind of nice because I was playing with it yesterday, and when you start to crank the volume up on, the last thing you want to do is start cranking up the trebles. When you get the volume up really high, the trebles are bright enough as it is. So it's kind of nice that they incorporated the boost with the volume, so you can gently kill the treble boost if you crank the pedal up too high. So I'm going to set the tones to noon and the volume to noon, which is about unity. And the fuzz, we're going to start at the low end. Like I said, you got to start around 1 or 2 there to get a signal. All these pedals, the Flip series, I'm just going to slip the back cover off here. feature a 12AX7 tube. And I was playing around with it yesterday, and I decided, well, heck, I'll swap out the tube and see if it makes a difference. And indeed, it does make a difference. These come stock with Sovtek tubes, and I had a little bit of a collection of 12AX7s kicking around in the shop, and I started putting them in one after the other, and I found this old RCA tube that really changed the character of it for the better. The Sovtek to me sounds a bit fizzy, sizzly, whereas this RCA tube gives it a bit more of a warmer, rounder fuzz. Kind of like what you would expect going from a silicone to a germanium fuzz. There's no germanium in here. These are all electronic. You've got 3 op-amp chips in there, and I did notice that there's some LED clipping going on in there. I haven't traced it out yet, but they're going on the bench there. As soon as these videos are done, I'm going to start tracing them out. So, okay, let's see what it sounds like. So this is the Guyatone FZX Flip Fuzz Monster. We'll be using this guitar today, and Bill Lawrence pickups. It's a modified Ibanez, and we're going through the pedal and straight into my my old partner in crime, my Ampeg G212, 212-inch Eminence Texas Heats in there. So the EQ on the amp is just about flat, and a little bit of reverb there to liven things up. Pickup there, that was the neck pickup. So there we go. Fuzz is on 2 right now, or 9 o'clock, and everything else is at noon. I'm going to put the treble boost all the way down. Warm round fuzz. Now if you want to kick the top end a little bit, like I said, you've got that treble boost switch, and since we've got the volume around noon, it'll be effective here. The middle position is a slight treble boost. Probably not coming across real well on the camera. I mean, you know, these camera mics are not ideal, but it does tweak your treble up a notch. We'll turn the fuzz up a little bit. We'll put the fuzz to noon. Like I said, the RCA tube makes it sound a little warmer. What might help is if you turn the tone up, the high tone a little bit. And we'll put the treble boost on high. have the sweep of the tone controls. I'll start with the low tone control. So with the low tone on max, it can get really boomy. And the sweep of the high. The high tone control is really effective. It can get you right into that FZ1 kind of maestro or Shine kind of edgy fuzz. So that again, that's with the treble boost all the way on. I'll turn it off. Medium. So the treble boost feature is really nice to have on there, and the two tone controls are really effective. You can cover quite a bit of sonic territory with it. So I found that I kind of like it with the treble boost on the medium position, and the low at noon and the high at 3 o'clock. It's kind of reminiscent of like a big muff with the sustain turned down. Crank the fuzz up here. Treble boost on. With the fuzz past noon, what I found is that I also have hints of harmonic percolator in there, in the sense that when especially when you're playing chords or open chords, when they're decaying, there's little harmonic overtones that come in and out on the decay. You know, you'll get harmonic notes that'll fade in and fade out. Not all the same, you know. You'll have like a little higher and a little lower. But I noticed that playing with the harmonic percolator circuit, you can get it to do that on chords, especially open chords that you hit and you let them ring, and you have all this little harmonic content that flies in and out like Tinkerbell. That's with the fuzz on at 3 o'clock. Anything louder than that is not really that much more fuzz. You get a little bit more noise. That might be a little bit coming from the power supply that I'm using, because the import power supplies are for the Japanese grid, so I don't. They're only made for 100 volts, so I didn't want to use them here. so I'm using a different power supply. So we'll just play a little bit on the pickup now. Down to noon. Doesn't really clean up, but then again, it's not a fuzz face, it's a fuzz monster. Okay? Get it through your heads. Not a fuzz face. Fuzz monster. When the fuzz level is around 2 or 3, you do have to crank up the volume just a little bit just to compensate, because the fuzz control goes to ground. So if you put it to 0, you got nothing. So you do have to compensate a little bit with the fuzz. But around 2 is where it really just kind of cleans up best if you roll the volume back on the on your guitar. It's my neck pickup. Responds nicely to your picking dynamics. You know, if you just play a little softer, then the fuzz kind of stays down, and then if you grind it a little harder, so there you go. That's the Flip Fuzz Monster. That completes part 1 of my 2-part series. I don't know if I mentioned it before, silent switching, very nice, you don't hear it. And if you ever come across one of these, highly recommend it. You guys know where I hang out. I'm over at diystompboxes.com. So right after these videos are done, these will be going on the bench, and I'll be tracing them out. And at least if you can never find one, you'll be able to build one. There you go. That's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. We got the Hell Monster. Yeah, this should be interesting. This is the rarest of the rare. I could not find anything on this thing. So I'm gonna let you go for now. I'm gonna get switched around, and I'll be back. See you in a bit. Ciao.